Madam President, why are we even debating the nomination of a person who clearly does not believe in our nation's public schools? No matter whether you're a Democrat, Republican, independent, no matter what part of the country you live in, whether rural or city, whether you have children or not, who would say that education is not important or valuable? Who would say that education is not foundational to success in life? 9 of every 10 students in the United States attend public schools. Who among us would say these students should be led by a person who does not believe in public schools? Who among us would say that we should have an education secretary who does not commit to making public schools better for the sake of all of our children? Then we should ask ourselves, is Besty DeVos the best that we can do for our children and young people? Does Besty DeVos believe in public schools? No. Has Besty DeVos ever been a teacher, a principal, or even attended public school? No. Does Besty DeVos believe that we should hold charter schools, which are public schools, by the way, equally accountable as other public schools? No. Does Besty DeVos understand educational civil rights laws that provide all children with disabilities the opportunity to pursue a free and appropriate public education? No. Did Besty DeVos commit to holding schools accountable for campus sexual assaults? No. Again, I ask, is Besty DeVos the best we can do for our children and young people? No. Again, I ask, then why are we even here to debate whether such a person should lead the Department of Education? I feel as though we're going down a rabbit hole where up is down and down is up. It shouldn't be asking too much to have an education secretary who will stand up for public schools and the millions of our children and young people who attend our public schools all across our country. Education is foundational. I think we all acknowledge that. I speak from experience. When I came to this country at almost 8 years old, I didn't speak a word of English. I attended public schools where I learned how to speak English. I developed my love of reading and ultimately prepared for college. Public schools really helped prepare me for life. And I had a great 6th grade teacher. His name is Yoshinobu Oshiro. And before he was a teacher, Mr. Oshiro served in the Military Intelligence Service during World War II, one of the segregated Japanese-American units that went on to earn the Congressional Gold Medal. He really cared about his students, and he encouraged me to study hard. I have stayed in touch with Mr. Oshiro for decades. When I was last home in Hawaii about a month ago, I invited him to the historic meeting of President Obama and Prime Minister Abe of Japan at Pearl Harbor. I wanted to make sure that Mr. Oshiro met both Prime Minister Abe and President Obama. And this happened, and today I brought a photo of Mr. Oshiro. There he is, meeting President Obama on that historic day in Hawaii. Mr. Oshiro was a very important part of my life. In public schools across the country, there are many more Mr. Oshiros, teachers who go out of their way to support and encourage their students. They deserve a leader who will fight for them, who understands the challenges our public schools face and is committed to meeting those challenges. They deserve a leader who wants all of our children in public schools to succeed. If you can truly say that Besty DeVos is that leader, that she is the best that we can do for the millions of children attending public schools in our country, then vote for her. But I cannot. And thousands of my constituents agree. I yield the remainder of my post-cloture debate time to Senator Murray.